Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Stacy Ellison, and I'm the class supervisor for this California Class 972. We are live streaming from Guide Dogs for the Blind, California campus. Last year, we celebrated 80 years here at Guide Dogs for the Blind, and we have so much to celebrate. Whether it's your first, second, or 49th graduation, we welcome you. It's so wonderful to be together. We are here to honor 4 new breeder dogs and their custodians and the puppy raisers who raised them, and 3 new guide dog teams. We are looking forward to hearing from our puppy raisers in a few moments. We'd also like to applaud the generosity for all of those who have made today happen. Our puppy raisers. Thank you. Love the commentary. Sweetheart. All right, our puppy raisers, thank you for helping us prepare these special dogs for their tasks. We literally could not do what we do here at Guide Dogs for the Blind without you. So thank you very much. You've put your heart and soul into these dogs, and it shows. We look forward to hearing from some of you today. Our donors, thank you for helping us provide a lifetime of support for our alums at no cost to them. We've received no government funding, so your assistance is so critical to our mission. Thank you very much. We have one guide dog team that's being sponsored today, and that is Nina Theroff and Symphony, sponsored by Dr. C. Larry and Charlene Smith, Mitchell of O'Fallon, Illinois. Thank you very much for your generosity. Additionally, Guide Dogs for the Blind would like to gratefully acknowledge Lillian Tremololi for her generous sponsorship of harnesses throughout this coming year, 2023. Wow, right? Wonderful. Our volunteers and employees, thank you for all of you do, whether you work directly with our dogs, in administration, or directly with our clients. We are so grateful for you. And we have some staff members here today. We got Sarah Russell and Jeff. Sarah Russell's from puppy raising and Jeff's from facilities. And I see we've got some wonderful canine welfare training technicians here today. Shannon, Carlos, Gia James, and MJ, I believe. Yep. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. They make sure all the dogs are happy and healthy while being in the kennels. What I'd also like to do is finally thank these 3 graduating guide dog teams for your hard work these past 2 weeks and your perseverance in epic rain and hail. I'm so impressed with all of you, and congratulations to you 3. All right, so now what we'd like to do is share a video with you about the magic of our mission. This video is audio described, so in addition to the narrator, there'll be a second voice that's describing the scenes that we'll be observing in the video. We'll also have some captions included, and so these inclusive features ensure that everyone all the video is accessible and enjoyable for everybody. Enjoy.
Logos, Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International.
Hello, I'm Noah Wiley.
A mama nurses a litter.
There's a special magic about Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Puppy bellies and wiggling tails.
Some might say it's the dogs.
Puppies squirm in a pile.
These courageous guides who change people's lives.
2 black puppies at a gate. Outside, a woman hugs her guide dog.
There's magic in the people, too.
A man walks with his dog. An older puppy licks a woman's cheek.
Like the volunteer puppy raisers.
Volunteers with puppies.
Who socialize and care for puppies in their homes.
Out walking in their neighborhood.
Encouraging them to explore new surroundings.
Riding the train.
And giving them love and guidance.
In the park.
To help prepare them to be a guide dog.
And in a group at the airport.
And, when it's time, part ways so that the puppy they have raised can go on to change someone's life.
A team on a city sidewalk.
When dogs return to our campuses, our world-class instructors work their magic to maximize each dog's potential to become highly skilled, smart, and loving companions.
Instructors with dogs.
Teaching each dog how to safely guide someone who is blind or visually impaired through the world. when they're at home,
relaxing by a fireplace,
hiking,
on a forest trail,
visiting friends,
at a picnic table,
catching a plane,
navigating baggage claim,
heading downtown,
in a city crosswalk,
across town,
along a riverfront,
taking public transportation,
at a train station,
or heading to work.
riding an escalator.
They will even disobey a command if it means keeping their handlers safe.
People with guides in their neighborhoods.
Those who are on the other end of the harness might say the magic is there, moving freely through the world with ease, confidence, and independence. Along the way, helping them develop new relationships, connect with new people, building stronger, more compassionate communities.
A group of people with their guide dogs in Chinatown.
We know there is magic in these partnerships.
A woman hugs her dog.
The bonds that are formed,
Another kisses her dog's head.
the places they go,
A group of people and guide dogs at the Golden Gate Bridge.
the dreams that come true.
A woman leads small boys on a walk with her dog.
It's in the care,
Playing in a yard.
the friendship,
A woman pets a dog.
the lifetime of love.
Lying in her lap.
It's the ability to live a fuller life without limits.
A woman scales an indoor climbing wall.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, you are part of an amazing community that works together to make these partnerships possible at no cost to our clients.
Vets give checkups.
A community that helps us care for the health of our dogs over their lifetime. A community that provides the necessary training to help prepare potential clients for the guide dog lifestyle.
Instructors with clients.
A community that gives children in our youth programs the opportunity to experience the magic of a guide dog, to see if having a dog may be right for them.
Children interact and play with dogs.
A community that makes dreams of inclusion, enhanced confidence,
Clients walk with dogs.
mobility, independence, and companionship come true.
A man with his dog on the beach.
That's the magic of Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Share an orange sunset.
And it's all because of you.
He hugs his dog. Blackout. Logos. Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International. The light fades to black.
Really wonderful video. It's a newer video, and it really encapsulates our whole program. In addition to our success with breeder dogs and our guide dog teams, it also includes our canine buddies and also a new program that we have out called the Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program for clients to brush up on their O&M skills, orientation mobility skills. So wonderful video. Thank you all. I would now like to introduce the instructional team who worked with these guide dog teams. Senior instructor, Adam Gilbert. And apprentice instructor, second year, Laura O'Keefe. Laura will be doing the class presentation.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let's get started. We can celebrate some breeder dogs first. We can start with Kiddo, a female yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross raised by Patrice Foxworthy of Cameron Park, California, and her breeder custodian, Mary Miranda of Fremont, California.
I really wasn't prepared to go first. My daughter, Megan, who's filming, I'm going to cry a lot, helped raise Kiddo. Kiddo's our fourth dog we raised for Guide Dog for the Blind, the second one to become breeder, and the first Golden Cross that we raised. And I know our leaders who are in the audience always said, Goldens are really special. They said it slightly as special, their challenge, but also that they're very special to your heart. And Kiddo was both of those. When we first got Kiddo, cute little fluff ball, we immediately fell in love. but by far she was the hardest dog to potty train. I was questioning why are we doing this again? Why do we have another puppy? We must be a little bit insane. But once we got through potty training, she's just been the best dog. She's so loving and adorable. She's very appropriately named. She loves kids. The first time I had a kid brought into my office, a little baby in a carrier, and Kiddo could not take her eyes off of her. She just was fascinated, and that just went for all ages of kids. She was just so much fun to raise, and she loves to swim and go hiking and be in the snow, and she just has a very special place in our family's heart. She was very hard to give up, but we are very happy to have met Mary and her husband Dan and know that they have given her just such a wonderful, loving home, and she obviously adores them, and I'm just so grateful that we got to be a part of this puzzle. So, you want to say something?
Well, it's going to be hard to follow that for sure. We feel very lucky to be custodians for Kiddo. She is an incredible dog, and we want to thank Patrice and Megan and their family for raising such a beautiful girl. She just has a great heart, and she's good with every child, animal, any kind of noise. I mean, she's amazing. She's amazing. I can't wait to see her puppies, and she can continue the program for the future.
Okay, thank you. Up next, I'd like to honor Marlowe, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Nicole Mitchell of Meriden, Indiana, and Kate Shipp of Bellingham, Washington. And breeder custodians Elizabeth and Tim Hatchman of Belvedere, California.
Well, I'll go first. I'm Nicole's dad, and actually we're from Meridian, Idaho, not Indiana. Just technical. But I just will say, we went and picked Marlowe up. Really didn't expect him to have a story, and it didn't take very long, and we could see there was a lot of good in him, and it didn't take very long. He was a part of the family. Within 2-3 weeks, we're like, oh, crap. Now we got another dog that we have to give up. And it was tough, but it's so nice to see that he made it through the program, and there's going to be more little Marlows running around here, which is going to be awesome, and I'm really happy for the family that's going to be raising him.
We know.
From the moment that I met Marlowe, I knew he was going to be a good one. I received him as a transfer at 6 months old, and upon first greeting, as he's doing full body wiggles, I immediately began thinking of all the different nicknames that I could call him. Polar Bear, Gentle Giant, Marlowe the Marshmallow. I'm so thankful for his starter raisers, for giving him a wonderful foundation, and for loving him enough to recognize when he needed more than what they could give him. I'm still in contact with them today, and we are so proud of the progress of how far he has come. In the several months that we spent together, we accomplished so much. He went from a lanky, immature puppy to a full-grown dog that could be trusted in every scenario, except for his little commentary. There was no doubt the day that he was recalled that no matter the path that he chose, the best was yet to come for him. It is an honor to have played a part in raising a breeder dog that will partake in the next generation of future guide dogs, or as I like to call them, mini marshmallows. And I wish him and his breeder custodians many happy years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are. I'm here with my daughter, Cece, today because our family had some other obligations today, but we're so grateful to you, Nikki, particularly, and just to be a part of this whole organization and learn his story from you and all that you've done. He's come into our family just seamlessly, and we have a busy household with lots of kids and other pets and friends that come to visit the kids all the time, and he's just sort of captured everybody's heart, and we really love him so much, and we really are so grateful. It's so evident all that you poured into this dog, and thank you for the care packages too. They've been amazing.
He loves his Jolly Ball.
He does love his Jolly Ball. So thank you so much for this day and for being here.
And if you guys could just walk around the side. Thanks. Okay, thanks you guys. Up next, and if you guys could just walk around, not in the main aisle when you guys come up here for the next group. Next, I'd like to introduce Adventure, or celebrate Adventure, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Sarah Picker of Boise, Idaho, Kate Richardson of Mountain Home, Idaho, and breeder custodian Haley Montalou of Vacaville, California. And if you guys could go to the other side.
Thank you. Adventure's breeder custodian family couldn't be here because of a family emergency, but we've been emailing with them, and they're amazing. We love them. Adventure is the 18th puppy that I raised for Guide Dogs, second to become a breeder, and we're really excited about, we've called them his little quests. Little quest puppies running around. We're excited to raise a couple. He's always been a goofy little boy, very food motivated, very pretty. Everybody always tells us how pretty he is whenever we're out. My favorite memory of Adventure, I started him as a tiny baby before transferring him to Sarah, and he was always so excited to eat that he would shake and his little mouth would open and close. I have a picture of him sitting like a meerkat, waiting for his food to come. So he's always just been a really motivated little boy, and he's going to continue to do that and make some awesome puppies.
Yes, they're clapping for you. So Adventure was my 7th dog I raised, but he's been by far the most special. Thanks to the wonderful start of Kate, when he was transferred to me, he was actually my first dog I took on solo, and a challenging one he was. So Kate definitely helped us here with all of my texts and help and just being help. I'm very thankful for him. We did a lot of firsts together. He was with me for my first apartment, my first car. We went on our first plane together. A lot of firsts. He has always been a major goofball, and I can't wait to see that in his puppies. My always favorite memory of him is whenever we would be in the car, he was the worst backseat driver ever. He has a lot of opinions and likes to let you know them. So we would be driving, and he would let out a groan or two if I took a turn too fast. And so it was always very fun driving with him. But I'm so proud of him. He's my second dog only my second dog to make it. So I'm so proud of him and can't wait to see what little quests are to come. Okay, thanks, you guys. Up next, the last of the breeders is Divine, a female yellow Labrador retriever raised by Laura Lewis of Southlake, Texas, and breeder custodian Cheryl Oliver of Bodega Bay, California.
Divine was my first dog. She was my first to experience everything with, and by far will be the most memorable dog I've had, from her sassy little 8-week-old puppy self to her breaking my toe and now her turning into a dog that will be able to produce guides and have babies. She will always have a special place in my heart, and I'm so grateful for everybody who poured out into her. And yeah, and I'm so grateful to you as well.
You did a fantastic job with Divine. She has lived up to her name, and I'm sure her puppies are going to be gorgeous. She's holding out to get one of Divine's puppies. So has to go off to college first, but yeah. Divine is just a wonderful dog. And we're out at Bodega Bay, so anybody who wants to come out and play in the surf, let us know. Divine's ready and willing. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, give it up for all those breeder dogs again. That's pretty special. I'm sure we'll see many of their offspring in the future up on the stage. Okay, so next I'd like to introduce the class of California 972, starting with Dr. John Prescott of Oakland, California, who received Ziva, a black female Labrador Retriever, raised by Gary and Vicki Johnpierre of Brea, California, and Diane White of Fullerton, California. John lives in Oakland with his partner Dale and his retired guide Joelle. Ziva will be joining the family as John's 5th guide dog. John enjoys cooking, playing the harp, singing in his church choir, and walks around a nearby lake in downtown Oakland. John is a musicologist and teaches music history and music appreciation for the Osher Lifelong Learning Institutes, as well as self-presented classes both online and in person. Right, John?
Me first, or the puppy?
You go first.
Okay. Well, thank you, Laura. And wow, as my little intro said, Ziva is my 5th chapter in this wonderful guide dog story. I got my first guide in 1986, so long time. And so many people to thank. Obviously, first, Diane, Gary, and Vicki, and their puppy club leader, Mary, who's here, Ziva's wonderful village, who raised her. And the wonderful team here, instructors, staff, volunteers, this organization that makes this miracle possible for all of us, and has done so for me again and again and again. And little Ziva, who I've looked up her name, and it means splendor in Hebrew. And when she gets up, you'll say, just that tail alone is pretty splendid. So thank all of you, and thank these wonderful people who've raised her.
Thank you.
My name's Diane, and I'm one of Ziva's co-raisers. Oh, I'm not going to cry. Anyways.
Okay.
It's okay. This little rocket right here. So I got her when she was 8 weeks old, and she was about that big, and she weighed about 8 pounds. And I thought, look at this tiny puppy, my God, and she was so sweet. Well, she grew up, and she stayed sweet, but she was busy, and she was on the go. And we had a lot of fun. And I'm a dentist, and so I took her to work with me every day. And, of course, when you have an energetic pup, you have to get them tired. So I taught my assistants how to help me do that. So they helped me we would do food-induced recall, which I know a lot of you know what that is. And we had an office about the size of this, but it was U-shaped. And so there was a big, the way it was set up, I could stand on one end, and they could stand on the other end, and I could call her, and they could call her, and she'd go back and forth and back and forth, and she'd just tear around the corners, like a little motorcycle. And it got to the point where she'd finally go, like, okay, we did our job. Now I can have my lunch and go take care of my patients. So that was little Miss Ziva. She was super easy to train, very smart, very quick, and it was a blast. Co-raised her with Gary and Vicki, and they took care of her the last 7 months before she came here. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm Vicki, and I am very, very pleased to be here and very happy to be a part of a very, very special group. To be able, I wouldn't have been here unless it were for Diane, and I want everyone to know that when little Ziva came to our home, she was a pistol. She was as sweet as can be in our home, never ever destructed anything, and I just fell in love with her. I do have one little story I want to share with you, and that one little story is that on her own, when I'd be in the kitchen and I'm fixing dinner, and I would get out the plates to set the table. She would just sit straight up and look, and when I finally finished getting the table ready and the food was on, I'd say, "Gary, it's time to eat." And guess what Ziva would do? She would run to her open crate, go inside by herself, and wait until we were finished. And until I would say, "Okay, Ziva, let's go." This is the Ziva that I was privileged. And I thank you, Guide Dogs for the Blind, for giving me this opportunity.
Okay, well, I will start with a fun fact or a fun story. It goes back to the time in our neighborhood there's a tennis court that is often not used. Well, right after we started helping out with Ziva, Mary and Vicki and I would take a couple of the guide dogs down there, Ziva being one of them, and we would, with the cart, if the court was empty, we would let them train inside the court. Well, this one day was a school was in session. It's right next to a school, and they used the park. And as we finished up, and I was getting out of the tennis court, the door was a little bit ajar, which gave Ziva a chance to bolt out into the crowd of children that were all playing. So there they are. Vicki and Mary are trying to chase these dogs down that were on the loose. The kids were all chasing after the dog, and the teachers were all hollering at us because the dogs were running around loose in the neighborhood. So I think after that we decided not to use the tennis courts anymore. Well, on a more serious note, I have a little bit of an issue here that I really thought I should address. You going to hold this for me, Vicki? Now, we all know that the guide dogs are donated to the recipients at no cost, which is great, wonderful program. However, we've encountered some unusual expenses that I thought we should address here before John takes the dog away. And so I prepared an invoice for some fees that really should be reimbursed somehow. The one is for professional carpet cleaning to remove the black hair. That's $250, by the way. And the walks, we figured we got about 280 miles of walking at $3 a mile. That's the biggest cost. That's $840. The chewed up leather leashes, those are, we figured about $20 a piece, probably more. We gave them a break. There's 40. Doggy bags, 25 dozen at $4.50 each. That's $112.50. Apparel, a couple of guide dog shirts. Band-Aids for the cuts and scratches that we're still getting from our current dog. Band-Aids. A chewed-up gentle leader, which I'm sure most of us have had chewed-up gentle leaders. I just figured, well, let him pay for it. Ziva likes ice cubes. We figured she's had 10 per day at 10 cents each for 150 days at least. That comes to another 150. The belly rubs, we didn't even charge. And breaking our hearts as we say goodbye, we got thousands for that. I didn't know what to put down. To make up for it, though, we got mending our hearts to see Ziva go under John's care. With the 8% California tax of $136.56, John, you owe us $1,800.46.
Better go to work. She better get a second job.
Okay, we're so happy to see such a great match between a dog and a person. It's just amazing.
All right, thank you for that. That was a lot of information. Hopefully, Zio can get to work there pretty shortly after getting back to Oakland. Okay, up next, I'd like to introduce Mark Prue of Brantford, Ontario, who received Kebab, a male yellow Labrador Retriever, raised by Marcy Chapman of San Rafael, California, and Heather Duncan of Fairfax, California. Mark is looking... Thank you. Mark is looking forward to going back to southwestern Ontario. Kebab will be his third guide dog. He has worked as an entrepreneur for 28 years and is excited to have Kebab to help him get around. He works as a clown and entertainer. Mark is also a 3-time Paralympian and is looking forward to getting back into sports with the added independence he is receiving from Kebab. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Bonjour tout le monde. Thank you for everybody listening on the stream. Thank you to everybody, really. I feel so blessed. In 2005, when I had the honor to receive my first guide, I was introduced to a whole new world. To go from a white cane to a guide dog, there's no comparison. It's like going from a horse and buggy to a BMW that's fully loaded. It really, really, really opens your world. And, you know, in a few minutes you'll see the clicker demonstration. I was able to teach my second guide to find a garbage can in the middle of a baseball field with the clicker that you'll see in a few minutes. When I was acquainted with Kebab, I knew right away that he will make a great adaptation to my shows and everything when I go on to performing in Ontario and all over the place. And he's just so powerful and has such a great outlook. And I want to thank all the puppy raisers for doing such a marvelous job to all these dogs, and to have the trainers and people who assess and the volunteers, just everybody coming together. We really are the center of the universe when we come to guide dogs, and having a professional outlook on having the best success with guides. And I just want to thank puppy raisers very, very much. It's without your dedication that I couldn't have the ability to be so independent and live a life to be free and travel free and not have to worry about every bump in the sidewalk or every door in a plaza. I can just go ahead and tell my dog, good boy, find a beer store, find the dollar store, I don't have to say, good, Kane, good. Now find the next door. I can just train him to find a specific door. So to Heather and Mercy, thank you very, very, very much.
So and we both raised his mother.
and his half-sister is our current work in progress. I know Kebab will give Mark many years of unconditional love and service. We are so proud of him. So I'm going to add one more name to that list. Love Muffin was my name for him. So, see, he knows it. Hi, buddy. He honestly, he's just one of the best dogs that I've had the pleasure of raising, and he went to school with me every day. I've got some of my students out there in the audience. Big shout out for them coming. Thank you guys. And he knows chemistry and biology really well, and. He is just the most loyal, loving, sweet, hardworking dog you'll ever find. And I mean, you can just see it. He loves Mark, and it's just couldn't be happier to see you two together, and so excited to hear about your adventures, and couldn't be happier. So good luck and thank you.
Okay. I don't know which nickname of that is the best one there. Some pretty creative ones. Okay. Up next, I'd like to introduce and celebrate Nina Theroff of Jefferson City, Missouri, who received Symphony, a male yellow Labrador retriever, raised by Josh Bloom of Truckee, California, Amanda and Marcia Kleps of Sun Valley, Nevada, and Kelsey Lalonde of Sparks, Nevada. Nina lives in Jefferson City, Missouri with her husband, 4 children, retired guide Tetra, and way too many cats. Symphony is Nina's second guide dog. When they aren't trapped indoors at work, the team will be living an adventurous life, camping and kayaking, or just getting into mischief in general, just to keep life interesting for everyone around them. Okay.
I would first like to say thank you. We are a sponsored team, and I would like to thank Dr. Larry and Dr. Charlene Smith-Mitchell. I truly appreciate it, and I'm very honored to be sponsored by you guys. And I'll keep it short and sweet because I was told that there was pizza at the end of this, and like Symphony, I am highly food motivated. So I just thank you to the amazing puppy raisers. I could not be more pleased with Symphony. He is a little bit of mischief, a whole lot of hard work, and I cannot wait to start giving my husband some gray hairs with what we're going to do. And thank you.
Josh and I picked up Symphony. I'm Jane. I'm Josh's wife. We picked up Symphony as a 12-week-old, a little yellow ball of fur that was just so lovable, and we just fell in love with him. I think our 16-year-old cat, though, said, "What did you do? Who is this?" But he does get along pretty good with cats. I think you had one as well, right? You have one, yes. Symphony is very, very confident. You know, nothing fazed him at our house out in Truckee. One afternoon, I caught him staring out the back window, and I went to look to see what he was staring at, and there was a black bear in our backyard. No barking, no hysterics, just staring there, watching the bear go by. And he got a lot of attention in Truckee, a little bit smaller town. And one day in the hardware store, we had a hard time getting out of the store because there was a man who kept wanting to buy Symphony. Kept offering more and more money as we were trying to get away from him. So I fell in love with Symphony. I have a nickname for him. I call him my little man. And I am so happy that he's going to provide you, Nina, with a new life here as you go back home to Missouri and have some more fun in the outdoors. So good luck with Symphony.
I'm Kelsey, and I got Symphony as a transfer when he was a bit older. So it's nice to see such a gangly teenager turn into a handsome young man. He was always energetic, and I remember we went out on a 2-mile puppy safe hike once, and it accidentally turned into a 10-mile hike. So I think that was the only time I actually saw him tired. But he's great at settling now, it seems. So I'm sure he'll go on to be great.
Hi, I'm Josh. Just want to say that Symphony was the first dog that Jane and I raised together, and before Kelsey took over, and picking him up as a 12-week-old dog and seeing him mature into this dog that's going to help Nina is amazing, and we're just so pleased to be a part of this, and so happy to see him with Nina. It's just really makes us happy. So thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks, you guys. All right, so that's it as far as introducing everybody. Up next, we'll have Adam do a little bit of a clicker demo to show you guys some things we do in training with the clicker.
Yeah, everyone give it up for Laura. Good job. It's not easy. You guys should be proud. This is Laura and I's first class together too, and she's a very good teammate, you should know as well. So yeah, my name's Adam Gilbert. For those of you I haven't met already or introed, hello everyone on the live stream, all of Mark's thousands of friends that he invited and everyone else. It's nice to look out and see all your beautiful faces, even with your mask. So what I want to do is do a little talk about positive reinforcement and a specific technique we use called back chaining. And but just a brief intro to kind of paint you guys the picture. So we utilize positive reinforcement here, as you may know, especially you puppy raisers, and these clients will attest to as well. So we utilize food, right? Their primary food reward, and secondary is physical praise and verbal praise, and really the best kind of training utilizes all three. So the technique that we're going to do specifically, we're going to be using a clicker. And a clicker is just basically a mark. It marks the exact moment the behavior that we want the dog to continue to do or repeat. It marks the exact moment it's done. So we're lucky enough to have our resident advisor, staff member, Marissa. She's actually a guide dog user here as well. And she has Jim, and she's going to bring Jim up right here, right now. And before we start with the chair, she's actually going to do some obedience with her guide dog, Jim. And just kind of give you a preview of what using the clicker correctly looks like, marking those exact moments. So Marissa, if you want to head, that's Jim with his little sweater. He's also got some bells. So I think Marissa right here is a good spot. Yeah, I can see you on the video, and most people in the audience can see you. So why don't you go through some obedience behaviors, and everyone can watch and see how you utilize the clicker.
Well, thank you all for coming. Start here, Jim, heel. Good boy. Jim, sit. Yes. Good boy. I'm going to extend the leash. Jim, stay.
He says, well, that was an easy one. I'll take that.
Jim, heel.
Whoa, good boy. Yeah. Notice how the moment Marissa clicked was exactly when he went parallel at her side in a heel.
Jim, down, down. Yes.
Good boy. So again, not the moment he starts it, but the moment he is all four on the floor parallel with the ground, marks the down behavior.
Yes.
Pops up into a sit. I mentioned the verbal as well, right? You can hear Marissa being very animated with him. Obviously, this is meaningful to Jim, so good boy. Good boy. You'll also notice she'll briefly give some little pets on his chest, and or wipe her fingers off on his chest as well too. Goldens work well for that.
It all works.
As this one's staring at me, like, you better not. Okay, so where do you want the chair, Marissa?
Right there in the center is fine.
Okay, I'll make sure we're in the center here, and you can go ahead and start the process. I'll just kind of narrate as we go. So back chaining implies the back behavior or the last behavior first, and it's a series, it's a link of behaviors starting at what the end result would be first. So Marissa's going to start at the chair, and how we usually start is we just make a hand target, and the dog will knows to boop that with their nose, and that kind of gets them not only in the mood, you're clicking, it's getting them going. You're eventually going to use that fist to shape the behavior where you want it. So this time it's a chair, but it could be a door, it could be apparently a trash can in the middle of a baseball stadium, and it could be anything very specific that contextually might be difficult to get otherwise. So we break it down and make it really simplistic, really fun. This is no like obedience. This is supposed to be short, sweet, fun, happy, all that stuff. So Marissa, you can start, and I'll just kind of talk you through as we go. So the moment that he boops, we'll say boop, professional term. The moment he boops that hand, she clicks and feeds, good boy. And see how attentive he is now too? His ears are kind of perked. For those that you can see, his eyes are wide. I have a front row view. So he food, and then let me stop. You provide care. So cares, but Diva are looking on like, yeah, okay, this game. Okay. Several steps back, pick up the harness handle, say the word. Yeah, that's okay. You can bottle. It doesn't matter because they use the thing, right? So she goes 3 steps back, picks up the harness handle, and immediately Marissa's going to go several steps back. As soon as she gets back there, she's going to reach down, pick up that harness handle, give him a word.
Jim, find a chair.
See that umph on that pole? Good boy. Let's give it up for Jim. Yay! And yeah, the only other thing that really helps for the dog is to utilize the thing that you've been. Right, so then that helps. Oh, you utilize this. Good job. Let's give it up for Marissa. Good job, you. Here. All right. Having said that, off. Sorry, Nina, the pizza waited a little long. Thank you all very much for joining us. I know that now that we're back open to the public, it's really cool. This is the most people I've seen in graduation in a while, so that's really awesome. Thank you for being here. Stacy briefly alluded to some of the staff members in the audience, and I just wanted to pinpoint a couple too, because make no mistake about it, this ceremony is for the graduates, the dogs and the raisers for sure. First and foremost, I feel like we kind of share the stage with each other a little bit, and that's kind of cool, but there's so many, Mark, you alluded to it, there's so many reasons that we have our retrains come back to us specifically, and there's so many staff members that are behind the scenes in the residence, like our nurses, and Marissa is one of our RAs. You can clap, let's clap, yeah. There's the cooks, the chefs, and our housekeepers as well. All of them are like the top of the top, and they ensure that, like Mark said, that they get taken care of in every way possible. And we're not here for all of that all the time, or we're not qualified. So we may work with them and the dogs, and we may get some of that credit or share the stage, but really, like, it's the behind the scenes, the whole picture. You guys say it takes a village with the puppy raisers and stuff, right? Well, same up here. It takes a village to make sure that they're happy and everything and safe. So kudos to y'all. Thank you for making class so seamless all the time. Also, too, these puppies start in our wonderful puppy center. So I want to give a shout out to some of the CWNTs over there. I see y'all. Sometimes I don't see a graduation, so welcome and thank you. I had the privilege of working a couple months with them at the beginning of last year. It's been a year. Oh, man. So I know how hard they work and how much they mean to us, too. So thank you. And, yeah, you can clap. Yeah, so I just wanted to get those ones in before I made sure they got their due. So yeah, listen, a couple things. The gift shop is open till 3 p.m., so go ahead and find your way over there if you must. And we do have refreshments next door. There will be pizza, apparently, yes, and cookies, I believe, as well as some like lemonade and water. And we will make ourselves, like Stacy, Laura, and I will be available for any questions that you may have afterwards. And other than that, you know, to all of you and all of you on the live stream, you saw in our video that we offer several different programs, not just guide dogs. So that's our OMI program, like Stacy said, to help brush up on your skills to make you a better guide dog handler or a better traveler with your cane or whatever other resources that you need to be that. And then our Canine Buddy program, which I'm also maybe a little partial to for other reasons. But yeah, so we offer so many different avenues to join with this program, and it is one big extended family, and that's just one of the many reasons why I'm like super proud to work here as an instructor. So just keep those things in mind. Thank you for joining us, and yeah, I'm going to sign off for the on behalf of the California campus, and congratulations to you all. We can just close with a round of applause. Yeah!